Tools and materials. What tools and materials do you need for fixing up your old windows? Utility knives with extra blades is a good idea. Pry bars for removing trim work. This is a Japanese style. This is actually called a beekeeper's tool for removing parts of a beehive. Protective gloves have come a long way. Before they were bulky, thick, had very little dexterity. Today they're very thin. These are not completely cut resistant, but they prevent a great deal of splinters and smaller cuts. Proper half mask for working around lead. A spray bottle to help keep things wet. A adjustable heat gun. You can adjust it down below to 250 degrees. Here we have some putty knives. This is a thicker blade, and thinner blades, flexible. These are great for removing glazing. This is actually the tool that I use to apply the glazing. It's got a bent edge and it's polished very highly on the back side. This is an awl. You can use it to test wood or start nail holes. Quite a few uses. Good selection of screwdrivers, especially flat for removing the older type screws. Variety of scrapers, carbide scrapers. This is a saw for cutting through paint to help remove moldings. Again, more scrapers. A variety of paintbrushes. This one I use for actually applying the linseed oil, and these are paintbrushes just for paint and primer. Caulking gun and caulking. Stir sticks, paintbrush spinner to help clean them out. Needle nose pliers, a glass cutter. Some sash cord. It's a paintbrush cleaner. A paintbrush comb. Glazier's push points. This is actually a ball of chalk for helping to remove linseed oil. Got a can opener and an extra empty paint can and a paint bucket. Tool bag, extra claws, primer, linseed oil, glazing putty. What if you don't want to do the work yourself? While these videos are intended to help the homeowner learn to perform the work themselves, it also helps to understand what to look for when contractors are performing the work. Where to find contractors? Contact the Cedar Rapids Historic Preservation Commission, the Linn County Historic Preservation Commission, or the Historic Preservation Commission of your town or county. In Cedar Rapids, contact Save Sierra Heritage or Friends of Historic Preservation of Cedar Rapids. In Iowa City, contact the Salvage Barn and Friends of Historic Preservation. Preservation Iowa keeps a list of preservation professionals on its website. Remember, just because someone has worked on old buildings does not make them a preservationist. A preservation professional has been taught the theories and principles that guide the work on historic buildings, which dictates how the work is performed. When meeting with any contractor about working on your old home, make sure they communicate the issues associated with disturbing lead. This is required by law. Make sure your contractor is licensed and certified to work on homes containing lead. Some important preservation principles to remember are: use the gentlest means necessary. If cleaning a window, for example, use simple soap and water before investing in harsh chemicals. The gentlest means of cleaning will help extend the life of the window. Harsh treatments could lead to permanent damage to the window. Maintain historic fabric. Historic fabric is the original material of the building. Efforts should be made to retain as much original material of the building as possible. The historic fabric often includes materials and craftwork that are difficult or even impossible to replace. Many of the original materials of our old homes are no longer available, such as old-growth wood or hand-blown glass. Repair and retain before replacing. This practice is usually cheaper and faster than replacement anyway. Replace with in-kind materials. A good example of replacing with in-kind materials is to use the same species of wood to repair an old window. This way the wood expands and contracts the same as the original. A bad choice would be using a non-wood material or a species that does not behave the same as the original.